Hello everyone, welcome to this section. In this section, we are going to talk about strings. As previously mentioned, a string is a sequence of characters enclosed in either single quotes or double quotes. And by single quotes, I mean this sign, okay? And double quotes, I mean this sign, okay? And strings are one of the most commonly used data types in Python. And for the strings, both single and double quotes can be used to define strings. So it's optional. We can just choose whatever that we want. And to include quotes inside a string, we can alternate the type of quotes or use escape sequence. Let me illustrate it with an example. Here I'm initializing a variable called name, and using a single quote I'm assigning Alice to this name, and I'm printing out name using the print keyword in Python. Okay, and here I'm having the greeting variable, and I'm printing greeting using the print keyword. However, I'm using double quotes here. As you see, I'm using double quotes here, and in the output, as we will see in a few minutes, there is no difference between single quotes or double quotes. So it's totally optional. You can either use this or this, okay? But what if you want to include quotes inside a string? To do that, for example, I'm having a variable being initialized here called quote, and I'm printing out the quote here using this line. However, I'm having a single quote for the string itself. As you see, I start from in here, and this single quote ends here. And I'm having she said, comma, and I'm having quotes inside of a string saying that Python is amazing. Okay, so if I run the code, I will explain further uh, other examples, but let me first run the code to show you the difference. So let me also comment these parts. So if I run, we see that in the output we have Alice, hello world. So Alice was declared and initialized using single quotes, and hello world was initialized using double quotes. So you see no difference in the output. They're both the same. So it's up to you. And when I mean to include quotes inside a string, I mean this. So we are printing out she said, comma, Python is amazing. So it's like a direct speech. So if we are going to have quotes sign here in a string, so this is our string and we are having the quotes here, okay? We can alternate the type of the code. So because here I was using the single quote to initialize my string, then in order to include quotes in the string, like Python is amazing, to include that, I'm using double quotes. Okay, so you can alternate the type of the quotes. If you're initializing your string using a single quote, you can use double quotes when discussing a quotes in the string. Or if you're declaring and initializing your string using double quotes and you want to include quotes inside your string, you can use single quotes. Okay, so it's vice versa. After that, another way to do that, because we mentioned that either we can alternate the type of the code or use escape sequence. To do that, we can have, for example, she said, and have backslash before the start of the code and after the start of the code, and we have backslash code sign and backslash code sign again here. So backslash code sign and backslash code sign, and inside that we provide our codes. Okay, so when I run this code, we see exactly the same output for this line, for this code, and escape codes in the output. Okay, you see there is no difference. So it's up to you again. So you can alternate the type of codes or use escape sequence. So in this lesson, first of all, we reviewed the concept of strings. Then we mentioned that we can declare and initialize strings using single quotes or double quotes. It's up to us. And if we want to include quotes inside a string, as I'm showing here, okay, inside a string, you can either, there are two ways. You can either alternate the type of quotes or use escape sequence. In order to alternate the type of quotes, if you're using already single quotes to declare your string, for the quotes you need to use double quotes. If you're initializing your string using double quotes, for the quotes inside your string, you need to have single quotes, okay? Or you can use escape sequence. To do that, you're going to use \quote and \quote before the start of the quote and at the end of the quote. So you see the output, they are both the same, so it depends what you prefer. Thank you for watching.